Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vikings fan extraordinaire, Adam Boyer. Today's video should be awesome, it should be fun. We're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders' tight end situation and seeing if they should do anything to address it. Before we get started, please let me remind you to subscribe if you have not, and like the video if you would, so it will reach more people. And if you really want to help reach more people, if you would share it with someone you think might enjoy it, that would be absolutely awesome. But enough of that, let's get into the video. So we start off, we're going to look at the 3 tight ends on the Washington Commanders depth chart currently. That is Logan Thomas, John Bates, and Sammis Reyes. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I actually don't know if Sammis Reyes is how you pronounce it. It looks like it. So we're going to start off looking at Thomas. He's obviously the main focal point here. He is signed through 2024. That's his contract. A total of approximately $23 million, but there is a potential out after this season. So not a ton of money. It's a pretty good salary, especially for a tight end of his caliber. It's a pretty good salary, but nothing that's going to break the bank for Washington. And as I said, there is an out after this season. Last year he was injured, but he put up 18 receptions for 196 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is a very, very valuable weapon when he's healthy and on the field. He was limited to just a few games, though. However, in 2020, 2 years ago, that was his breakout year. He had 72 receptions for 670 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, yeah, we could see the Washington passing game struggle a lot of the time, and it really did hurt when he was not on the field. Looking at our number 2 tight end, it is last year who was the rookie, John Bates. He is signed also through 2024 as well. Very cheap deal. It's his rookie deal, and it's only totals about $5 million. I believe he was a 4th-round pick in last year's draft, and in his rookie season, he stepped in a lot to fill in for Ricky Seals-Jones and Logan Thomas, and he put up 20 receptions for 249 yards and a touchdown. And I really don't think the stats here show how valuable a player he was to our team. He really stepped in and filled some big holes in the not only the receiving game but also in the blocking game and the run blocking game and all that. He was very valuable to us, and he played really well being a rookie. And then lastly, we have Sammis Reyes. I knew he was on our depth chart, and that was about it. I could not find any stats for him. Apparently, he's not that important to the team, but I couldn't find any stats other than maybe some special team stats. I think he had like a couple tackles on special teams. That's all I could find out. As far as the contract, I did not bother to look it up because I will not at all be surprised if he's not on the depth chart when our season starts. So, considering all that, is there any of these tight ends Washington should move on from? I would say you want to definitely keep Thomas, at least give him another season to prove himself. If he doesn't do good this season, then we have the out. Definitely be looking to a trade. But for now, keep him around. And then also John Bates, he could really develop into something special. Definitely need to keep him around. Sammis Reyes, I don't know what's going to happen to him, and if he takes up much cap room, I'd probably just cut him, unless we just need him for a depth player if we don't get any other tight ends. And of course, that leads us on to look at the free agent tight ends, that being Rob Gronkowski, who actually still has not re-signed with the Bucs. The so-called Brady effect has not taken place yet for him, and you'd think he'd be the first player for that to take effect too. In 2021, he had 55 receptions for 802 yards and 6 touchdowns. He just continues to produce despite his age. He's just especially, obviously he's been with Brady his whole career, but he's been very impressive producing despite his age. I think he's 33 maybe. Speaking of veterans that are still producing well, Jared Cook, also a free agent, was with the Chargers last year. He had 48 receptions for 564 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think both these guys would be awesome compliments to Thomas. Gronkowski would probably be the starter if he came. I think Cook would probably be the number 2. But they're both very capable quality tight ends, and I would love a 1 to 2 year contract for both of these guys. Lastly, you have Hayden Hurst and O.J. Howard. Hayden Hurst only put up 26 receptions for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns last year. Those numbers look kind of poor, but you have to consider he was a backup to Kyle Pitts, and he had a really good year in 2020 as the Falcons' starting tight end. And then, obviously, backing up Pitts, he was a very capable red zone threat, and he's a good blocking tight end as well. And so, if he was the starter, I imagine he would have had another good year. And then lastly, you have O.J. Howard, who had last year just 14 receptions, 135 yards, and a touchdown, despite finally being healthy and playing the whole year. There's always been a lot of potential with Howard, but he's never really quite broken through. Of all of these guys, that we've mentioned, the free agents, I think he's the only one I really would not want to sign. I just don't think. I mean, I would be happy to see him get a start in another team and see if he could break out. I just don't want that team to be the Commanders. But yeah, Hayden Hurst, Jared Cook, Rob Gronkowski. I would love all these signings. For the immediate fix, Gronkowski or Cook would obviously be better because they're probably the better tight ends here. But Hurst is younger, and he might be as good. I don't think he's as good as Gronk, but he might be as good as Jared Cook. And so I would love to see the Commanders sign any three of these guys. And again, we do need more depth at tight end. These guys aren't specifically depth players. And I think it's more likely that they'll probably sign a cheap free agent tight end that we don't really know much about, just to be a depth player, because they want Thomas to try to stay healthy, obviously, and then Bates to see if he can break out. But anyway, that is about it for now. Thank you so much for watching another video. If you do enjoy these Commanders off-season videos, there should be a playlist for them appearing probably to the left of me, or to the right of me for y'all. But maybe another video and a subscribe button, of course. If you would subscribe, it would be very, very appreciated. Absolutely awesome. We're trying to get the channel to grow and hit 500 subscribers by June, 1,000 by the end of the year. Again, check out the videos here in the playlist. As always, I am the Vikings fan. If you have any comments with any video ideas, make sure to comment them and let me know. As always, I'm the Vikings fan. I am out of here.